Hello everybody and welcome back to F1 22 with me, Dan, and the BMW Slothz team. It's a short wait to get into Mexico, the third race to go before the end of the season. We're diving straight into practice for the absolutely pointless reasons that I discussed in the last video. There are no upgrades left. Well, there are, but not really any that's going to make a difference here. The brake upgrade doesn't matter. We'll just change the setup to stop it locking the car up, because a lot like other racing games, just upgrading the car just makes it impossible to slow down. And on to P2 we go. We'll pick up some more points here. 120 there for what are we on here? Acclimatization or race strategy, one of the two. But yes, the Mexican Grand Prix, that is what we've got today. It's an eventful Grand Prix, that is to put it lightly. We've had interesting races from this circuit before, and not only that, but it is quite possibly one of my more favourite races now. Not just because of the chaos that normally seems to ensue around this circuit, but it's a very nice circuit to drive, that I've got to admit. And it's definitely moved up my ratings in the past couple of years. Anyway, there we go. Look, we got a load of track acclimatization upgrades there. And finally, we'll just get this fuel efficiency upgrade. So we're on to the Mexican Grand Prix now. And as I've said, it's been a pretty eventful time here in the past. We've had cars that retire and crash out, which don't get cleared after a safety car's come out. We've had people brake checking each other down the pit straight on a safety car restart, therefore causing another safety car, and everything in between. Will we see a champion crowned today? We'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell as well, so you know when all of these races are uploaded. And we'll crack on with the starting grid order for the third race before the end of the season here in Mexico. And on the starting grid, here we are with the front row, and it is Lando Norris, but we have taken pole position here in Mexico, the second pole position in a row, which is absolutely unheard of in recent times. We're followed by Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc and Robert Schwartzman, Fernando Alonso and Kevin Magnussen up into 8th. Behind them, Carlos Sainz and Esteban Ocon. Then we have Lance Stroll and George Russell, Théo Pourchaire and Liam Lawson. Behind them, Dan Ticktum and Pierre Gasly, Mick Schumacher and Joe Guanyu. On the penultimate row, it's Alex Albon and Nicholas Latifi, followed by Yuki Tsunoda, and there's Oscar Piastri at the back with a penalty. So yes, we're looking for some interesting things to go on in this race. As I mentioned, we've had some very odd things happen in the past. We've also got the chance of crowning the champion. If it all goes wrong for me here, that might just be the end of my championship hopes, and definitely would not be becoming a two-time world champion. And there is the point difference there, 33 points between me and Norris, and the Constructors' Championship is already in hand, so we don't even need to worry about that anymore. So without further ado, it's time to get on with the Mexican Grand Prix. The lights go out in Mexico. I've been really excited for this one. I always look forward to it in every season that we do. And Aston Martin already going for a great move in the background. But here we go. We go defensive on Norris as we go and race down to turn one. We've got the two Red Bull Porsches behind us. Sergio Perez will be looking to try and take the lead here in front of the home crowd. And we're nearly 4 abreast into turn one as Verstappen tries to look through the middle of the pair of us. And we go up the inside of Verstappen. Norris trying to retake P2. I think he actually made contact with Verstappen there through the second part of the chicane, and the third to try and get back to where he started. Sergio Perez unfortunately dropping down one position, but look at Kevin Magnussen up into P7. Unbelievable from the Haas. This is Verstappen here, sees a gap in the middle, and he believes that he is still a racing driver, so he will go for that gap. Norris taking a really shallow line there as he gets hit by Verstappen. Coming through the third part of the chicane, yeah, nearly made contact there, but other than that, nice and clean. This is Norris. Look how close he is to the apex already. He has to really kill off his speed there, whereas we just ran it wide and then just kind of hoped no one would be in the way, and that worked out quite well. But here we are rejoining on lap 4. We've got the fastest lap still, and both BMWs here pulling a nice lead as we pull away. Oh, also the DRS is broken, but it doesn't really matter too much because we are winning at the moment. We don't need it. Norris not able to close up too significantly there down the pit straight, but look at the Red Bulls. They're already 2 seconds behind us. Verstappen's going to be feeling the pressure from Perez any day, any moment soon, as we come through in front of the spectators. Norris still half a second behind us, but not able to catch us as we come round onto the pit straight. We're going to get a new fastest lap here. We might do... No, I thought that was purple. It is, in fact, red. We are going slower, but someone who's not going slower is Lando Norris, and here he comes. DRS is open. We're going to force him to go to the outside here. Probably not the most ideal of ideas. Heavy on the brakes we go. Down the inside, no contact made so far. Into the second, now third part of the chicane. Somehow we've managed to defend that from Norris, but he's going to get another run at us here down the next part of the DRS straight. He's going to the right-hand side. We're going to have to put the ERS on to try and defend as we come into the chicane. Again, Norris is still there on the inside, but we might be able to stay around the outside into the double right-hander. He takes a dive. We end up moving to the left slightly, and he has taken the position away from us, but we'll stick with him through the S's here. A section that I've found that I'm much faster than the AI in 90% of the time, and with great timing the DRS has fixed itself as we are going to need it in a lap or two to try and take back P1. Verstappen also caught up amidst all of the fighting going on between the pair of us. Hence Sergio Perez has also managed to catch up to us. As we come down onto the pit straight, we'll be able to challenge Lando Norris and get our position back. We're closing in fairly rapidly. We switch off the ERS to try and use it for defense later on. Close it up to the back of Lando Norris as we go to the outside here. Oh, but he's had a massive lock-up. Oh, that could cost him the World Championship there as he slips back behind the boat from the Red Bulls. Robert Schwartzman now getting involved, trying to get past him as well. Made contact with him as they now try and drag race down the second DRS straight. But Lando Norris was winning, so he has no DRS as Robert Schwartzman gets ahead of him. Charles Leclerc is also going to be trying to make positions up here as he makes his, well, pretty disappointing season come to an end. Robert Schwartzman also gets past Lando Norris. That puts him all the way down in 5th, and a 10-point difference between the two of us as things stand. This is the onboard. Huge lock up there from Norris, and he rejoins the track. He has crashed here before, but he's managed to avoid it this time. There's Schwartzman just bullying his way past, and as soon as that DRS opens on the McLaren, he starts to pull ahead. Norris is defending, actually, with some ERS there, which is something that I didn't think the AI was capable of. But he is slowly but surely losing grip on P4, and there is the McLaren solidly ahead of him. This is our onboard, because this was quite interesting. Off he goes into the Shadow Realm. Thank you very much, Lando. And we'll take that position away and all of the points. And to celebrate, we absolutely destroy several bollards on the way into the pit lane. One of them coming back for a second help and gets sucked into the floor and presumably has been turned into a billion pieces of churned up plastic, much like that man's legs. The Haas pit mechanic there getting absolutely slaughtered by our front wing as we come in for a new set of tyres, and we'll come out near the back of the field, but just behind Albon. By the looks of things, we've got Schumacher behind, who's going much faster than us. But we have managed to spook Schumacher into completely pissing his pants before. This time he did manage to keep it going round the corner, so we haven't got to worry about crashing into an Aston Martin. And now we get to follow the Williams of Alex Albon. The Williams has proved to be particularly quick in a straight line, as you may have seen in Belgium when Nicolas Latifi successfully defended from Norris. But look at that, Albon's come in, and we power down the pit straight. But look at this, Lando Norris has been held in the pits. Max Verstappen's out ahead of him. And looking at the mini-map, it looks as though there's a Ferrari in front as well. Unbelievable, Norris is dropping further and further back now. He's also stuck behind not Alex Albon, that would be Nicolas Latifi, who came out of the pit lane and looks to be ahead of everybody as we go back on what. There he is, Nicholas Latifi, again this season, getting in the way and potentially upsetting the championship as we come down to the chicane. What will he do here against Charles Leclerc? He may just kill him. Or he'll... No, he didn't defend it. Well, unfortunately, Charles Leclerc has made it through. But very fortunately, Lando Norris is stuck. And that's going to hold up everybody. And I also thought that was Robert Schwartzman. It's actually Fernando Alonso behind them as well. Norris there with an absolutely disgusting move up the inside of Nicholas Latifi. Nobody, even Michael Schumacher, could have defended from that one, as Nicholas Latifi gets revenge by bullying Kevin Magnussen and Fernando Alonso, as they also tried to get past him, but in more conventional ways. And unfortunately, that is it for Nicholas Latifi's 5 minutes of fame in this video, and he'll peel off into the pits. This was the overtake that Norris made on Latifi. Not the most conventional of spots. He tries it once, then backs out, tries again, backs out, and then goes for the move. Interesting that he did that. And then this is Latifi, hits Alonso, nearly hits Magnussen. Obviously, he likes Magnussen a little bit more than Fernando Alonso. And there we go. Alonso is through as well. And then we'll rejoin on lap 9, chasing down the Audi of Liam Lawson as we take another fastest lap and go speeding past Sergio Perez, who I think is now net P2, assuming that nothing has gone on there between Verstappen behind. I think everything all checks out at the moment. But here we go. Lando Norris. Will he make a move on Robert Schwartzman? Down the pit straight. Schwartzman also getting a tow from Charles Leclerc, but there was a radio message that I don't think is in the video where Robert Schwartzman has been confirmed to have technical problems, and that will be affecting his straight line speed overall as they come down the second DRS straight. Will Norris make a move here? No, he does not. You have to sit behind him for another lap. And you can see that the technical issues are already affecting Schwartzman quite significantly as Norris nearly rear ends him there going through onto the DRS straight. Norris bullying his way past Robert Schwartzman, just about hanging on, hits Lando Norris to try and stop him. But look who it is, the hero of the hour. It's Fernando Alonso is coming in to save the day, and Lando Norris is also ahead at the DRS line, which means he's going to be under attack from both McLarens now. One of them admittedly quite a limping one, but the other one fully powered and operational, although somehow Lando Norris does have DRS, but that doesn't matter because here's Fernando Alonso on the inside of Lando Norris there as they go through turn 1 and 2. Alonso on the attack. This is revenge for all the times he's got stuck behind the BMW in the most inconvenient of moments. Speeding down towards the next chicane they go. Alonso to the outside. Is he about to do Lando Norris the same way that others have been done here? Yes, he has. This is how Norris got past us earlier, and Fernando Alonso takes away P5, denying Norris an additional 2 points. Robert Schwartzman happy that he's done that for the team. This is the onboard of Alonso. Tucks him behind his teammate, pulls out as Schwartzman has issues. Into turn 1 he goes. He just completely denies Lando Norris the apex up the inside. And then it's a drag race all the way down to the next corner. The McLaren pulling ahead as Norris struggles after his earlier wobble. And Alonso plants it on the inside line, forces Norris onto the slippery curb and takes away the position. And we rejoin. This is the final lap. Norris is chased and chased and chased. Fernando Alonso for the entire time. Dan Tickton retired, but who cares? They're about to pass where he did retire. It was somewhere around this area. Fernando Alonso still ahead. Up ahead, Charles Leclerc quite far ahead now. Then we have the 2 Red Bulls who will be joining us on the podium. But we have a 7-second lead over Sergio Perez, and that was Fernando Alonso successfully defending on the final DRS straight that can actually give Lando Norris a chance of getting past, because that McLaren is just too fast. And we come speeding down into the stadium. We can't even see the Red Bull behind us. He's so far behind. But Sergio Perez once again finishing second in Mexico. The fireworks for some reason aren't going off. And this is where we had, I think, one of our only wins a few seasons ago. But we make it another one for this season as we cross the line with a spin of celebration in front of the millions of Mexicans that have somehow managed to pack into the grandstands around here. I didn't realise until editing this how many grandstands there were. And Oscar Piastri somehow picks up driver of the day. Mexico has not failed to deliver yet again, and this will be significant. Massive progress has been made in catching up to Lando Norris in the Drivers' Championship. This is going to come down to Brazil and Abu Dhabi then. 2 races to go as we lift yet another trophy and add it to, well, I say add it to our trophy cabinet. We already have it in our trophy cabinet. But it's another win, and crucially, it's more points. And here we are with the final results. Just to add insult to injury, we did in fact pick up the fastest lap as well. Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen followed us on the podium. Then we had Charles Leclerc, Fernando Alonso, Lando Norris, Kevin Magnussen, George Russell, Esteban Ocon and Carlos Sainz picking up points. Over to the Drivers' Championship, and it's now just a 15-point difference now between the top 2 drivers, Lando Norris and myself. We're followed by Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc, Fernando Alonso. Sergio Perez jumps up to 6th ahead of Robert Schwartzman and Carlos Sainz. Then we have George Russell and Lance Stroll rounding out the top 10. Further down the order, we have Pierre Gasly, Liam Lawson, Esteban Ocon, Kevin Magnussen, Yuki Tsunoda, Alex Albon, Oscar Piastri, Teo Pourchaire, Nicholas Latifi, Zhou Guanyu, Mick Schumacher, and Dan Ticktum. And finally, over to the constructors. As I said last race, we've won already, but Red Bull, Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes, Alpine, AlphaTauri, Haas, Williams, Audi, and Aston Martin are the order. That's all for this time. We'll catch you in the next race, the penultimate race in Brazil.